Where's Mathieu? Mathieu? Mathieu?
Good grief. They really made a big mess, didn't they? It sure took him a while to find this place. Oh, you have arrived, son of Sparta.
You knew him?
Oh, yes. We are the guardians of this land, Vidumali. Our clan once fought against the demons with Sparta, son of Sparta. We must ask this favor of you. You see, there's a man who's transformed our land into a demon's paradise. His name is Arius. And although he is the president of an international public corporation, he uses the demon power. Please, deal with Arius and his master for us.
Looks like it's your lucky day.
Wonderful! I am very pleased. It leads to a harbor. If you are successful, I will tell you a story about your father, son of Sparta.
How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to Let's Play Devil May Cry 2. So we now know who our villain is. It's that horrible-looking Heihachi wannabe from the opening montage. His name is Arius. He is at the beck and call of some unknown demon master. We know this because an elderly Romani woman told us he's evil in a cutscene. Yeah. So we're moving on with Mission 2. Mission 2 asks us to find the aerial heart so that we can take to the skies. We're going underground for this one. Much like how one of the earlier missions from Devil May Cry 1 sends you into the sewers, we are in kind of this underground sewer slash kind of catacomb area. And we're introduced to these gates, these destructible, crumbling... I'm not sure if they're supposed to be stone or steel. They look metallic, but they crumble like stone. We're introduced to those gates. Some of them are just going to conceal secrets, blue orb fragments, usually just red orbs, so nothing that spectacular. Some of them are going to act as levers or switches. So there's a little bit of puzzle solving to be done down here. Some of them will cause sections of the wall to slide and open for us. We'll also be falling into a couple pits down here. I thought this one had a blue orb fragment in it, but I guess not. Oh, I love phone booths. With Finis demons. Agonofinis? Yeah, that sounds right. Saying that makes me think of a Glophitis, though. Oh, there's gonna be some Silent Hill 1 callbacks later on, if I'm remembering this right. Pretty sure there are gyromancers in this game. Fuck, I can't wait for all those gyromancers just spin circles around me. I'm not sure that gyromancy is probably the best combat technique. I know there are pyromancers down in this mission. Pyromancy, a little bit more effective for killing people than gyromancy. Fire versus spinning. That one concealed a red orb fountain. Red orb fountains, I believe we saw one in the first mission. I might be wrong. Might be misremembering. All you do is you attack them over and over and over again. You want to try to be as efficient as possible, because the more you strike them, the more red orbs you get before they finally run out. I think they're on a timer rather than having a set amount of life. These annoying little insects. There are a lot of parallels to Devil May Cry 1 here. They're a lot like the little shitty insects that you find in the sewer level, which I think is in DMC 1. It's mission 3? This is our first mask on the wall that opens up a section of the wall. It causes it to slide backwards. You can see that. There we go. That section of floor is obviously discolored. So we can fall through it. There's a blue orb fragment down there and a couple of red orbs. So not too bad. Oh, I still love that wall running. I wish it was more useful. I wish they expanded on it. They kind of do that with the trickster style in later games, but oh man, I wish they did more with it in this game. Why? It's like the best part. It's so silly. So we stand in the middle of this square pattern on the floor, and it raises up a couple of walls, and it gives you access to these orbs. The more orbs you break here, the more candles in the background, the more torches on the wall will turn blue. You need 8 blue torches on the wall in total. You get 1 turn to blue for every orb you destroy, I think. Yep, 1 to 1. Oh god, this targeting is killing me. I have to stop doing the helm breaker there. I've missed every one. Come on. Yeah. It's not worth it. Not worth going for. How did I miss every single one? If you're good at that, you can 2-cycle it. If you're shit at it like me, it's gonna take you like 4 cycles. Oh, man. To the game's credit, I like the atmosphere of the first couple of levels. I don't like the environment itself as much as the castle. The castle from DMC1 is much cooler. The environment's pretty nice, though. It's got a good ambience to it, good mood. There's especially a shot, I don't know if I actually pointed out, and it's kind of shitty of me, because you should take your victories where you can get them in DMC2. Whenever something is good about this game, I want to really point that out. There's a camera angle in Mission 1 that's really nice. It's this off-kilter, off-balance camera angle. It kind of tilts. It makes the geometry of the world, of the street that you're going down, seem really bizarre. Those savage golems can be a real pain in the ass, especially on higher difficulties, because if you let them live too long, they will eventually regenerate their health, and you'll have to start over. On Dante Must Die and Devil May Cry 2, they're a fucking annoying mess. I was gonna call them a nightmare, but I'm pretty sure you could just ignore them. So, that kind of takes away their punch. Something like, oh god, an enormous number of enemies in this game are totally just bypassable. You don't actually get blocked off with these demon walls very often. Very few enemies in this you actually have to fight, which is kind of to your benefit, because that gives you, like, the faster you complete the mission, the better your end of mission ranking is usually. So it's actually kind of beneficial to bypass a lot of enemies, which is weird. It's so odd. Instead of forcing you to fight all of the enemies but be as quick and efficient as possible in killing them, it's just like, nah, don't fight them. Don't do that. Don't do that. No problem. There are a couple of hallway enemies that you could bypass in DMC1. I'm trying to remember what I'm missing here. I know I just opened up a little bit of wall. They're the flame bats, I think they're called here. Just die in one shot. God, what am I doing? I'm trying to do this from memory instead of just observing. So I guess it's in the back of the room that I opened this up. I thought it would be more towards that locked off wall. No, it's right here. Oh, I opened a way to another one of these, oh no! Faces. Oh no. So we're still, like, even though I pointed out some of the things wrong with DMC2 so far, and I've spent a pretty decent amount of time talking about what's wrong with it, we're still okay right now. We're still not really in the bad sections. So, oh, and in Devil Trigger right now, we do get access to Round Trip, or a variant of it from DMC1, which is kind of nice. That's really the way they introduce variety in this, is you get more options in Devil Trigger now. And, I know that, oh, son of a bitch, he was waiting at the lip of the hole. You do unlock new abilities, it's just you don't unlock very many of them. We should be getting one towards the end of this mission, I think, at the very end. There are hearts that you can gain for your amulet, something that we really haven't seen yet. You start off with one called Electro Heart, which is what's turning my abilities into kind of lightning enchanting abilities, and my gunshots into bolts of lightning when I'm in Devil Trigger. The amulet has 3 rows that you can equip hearts in, and these hearts give you new abilities. The problem is that there aren't very many of them. There are only, I think, 8 in total, and a couple of them are mandatory. Pretty sure it's only a couple that are mandatory. So now we've opened up that white locked door at the back of the room. So I think this is actually the room where we're going to be getting the next heart. The splash screen before we started the mission actually told us what that heart is. It's the aerial heart. But first, we gotta kill a couple of more Finis demons. These are the annoying ones with the spiky discs. I'm pretty sure these guys can actually, like, ride around on the discs. Like wheel skeletons. Or, what are the fucking enemies from Bayonetta 1 I hated? Enchant? Oh, that kind of sounds familiar. I think it was one of the E1s. These green glowing pedestals on the floor will replenish your Devil Trigger gauge. So whenever you come to one, why not just burn all your Devil Trigger, because you're just going to get it right back. These are weird additions, but you'll see soon enough the reason why they're here. I like these goatlings. Except we get juggled by crazy gunfire in Devil Trigger. And they just kind of vibrate in midair. God, that's an unpleasant sound effect. It is really, really unpleasant. And you see it's just refilling. So we'll get a full Devil Trigger gauge. Grab that red orb. You can see this room is hugely vertical. Alright, we got the aerial heart, which is a magic stone with the heart of a flying demon. And now that we have this little trinket, which equips automatically when we pick it up, we can go into Devil Trigger and... Oh, I don't remember how to do this. Shit, there we go. We could go into Devil Trigger and use it to actually fly upwards to the exit of the room and the end of the mission. So we did that in about 9 minutes. Not too bad. The first mission is really one of the longer ones in the game. There are 18 in the game. And even though that sounds like it's going to be a fairly long game, based on, or it's going to be a fairly long LP based on how the first mission took up an entire episode, this is actually going to be a really short LP. The game is mercifully pretty short. So the key to the next journey begins and ends with death in Mission 3. First thing I want to do is I want to come over to the corner here and do a double jump up the wall, because there are a couple red orbs, and I think there's a blue orb fragment over here. But once you go to get it, it spawns a couple Finis demons. That's fine, we can ignore them. We can just totally bye. Peace out, guys. Sorry you came to the party for nothing. I'm going home, though. You can't catch me, I'm going home. Yeah, we get a new variation of the Goatling. Or at least we see a couple of abilities from the Goatling that we didn't get to see last time. This one, I think, is a lot bigger than the 2 or 3 that we fought at the end of the last mission. So we have to make it down the street while he's summoning geysers of blue flame underneath us. And then we get to actually engage him in melee if I don't run up that street lamp by accident again. We get to actually engage him this time. Yeah, this dude seems noticeably bigger. It's a lot tougher. He doesn't stagger very easily. He doesn't take kindly to it. Ah, shit. I dropped my combo. I got a little bit back, though. The other enemies, the Finis demons in this, can hurt him. They can throw their spiky shields at him and do a whole lot of damage to him themselves, which kind of screws up if you're going for a higher style ranking. Orangutan. It's a portmanteau of orangutan and guerra, which means war. So he is the war orangutan. He also just... Oh, that's... I don't think he's supposed to do that, but whatever. Because I don't want to be underneath him when he kind of drops down and slams Spark Mandrill style. And because the guns do so much damage anyway, while he's up there, might as well just blast away at him. Look at that damage, and the only trade-off, aside from taking up a little bit of Devil Trigger gauge, is that fucking horrible sound. You're gonna love that sound when we get to the helicopter boss. That's gonna be a shit show. Okay, he's finally staying grounded for a little... Oh, motherfucker. I'm screwing this up. Bad. Okay, let's try to do this better. Oh, and he's taking to the sky again. Take to the sky, War Gorilla. You noble, majestic beast. There we go. He's got heterochromia, too. Also, I think the colors of his two eyes change from the cutscene. They're yellow and blue now. I think they were orange and blue in the cutscene. So when he hits about a quarter of his remaining health, I think he started with yellow health. Now we've moved on to about halfway down the red bar. He starts summoning Finis demons. Meh. It confuses the really shitty targeting system of Devil May Cry 2, though, which makes that dangerous. I believe we did end on either an A rank or an S rank for that fight, though, which isn't so bad. And the reason that we come in here was to get a key. Mostly just to get a key. And we get one more orb there, we use the key, and we end the mission. This one was really, really quick. Yeah, under 3 minutes. And because we get a nice ranking bonus and a boss clear bonus for that mission, we're up to 15,000 red orbs. I was planning on only having enough red orbs now to upgrade one weapon, but I can do two. She has many arms, but only one heart, as she waits for the hunter deep in the water. It's describing an upcoming boss. We're going to get back-to-back boss fights. First, we are going to come here, and we're going to upgrade our handguns, Ebony and Ivory, to level 2, and our sword, Rebellion, because I had a little bit left over that I wasn't planning on having. Rebellion, by the way, this is the first game that this actually made an appearance. If you remember, in Devil May Cry 1, we had Force Edge, and then later on we picked up Sparta. We also had Alistair in that game, and Virgil has... I want to say Virgil has Yamato in that one, I can't remember. Either way, no Rebellion. This was kind of a retcon, a really welcome retcon for Devil May Cry 2, where Dante first gets his signature Rebellion, the iconic sword that kind of stuck with the series from here on out, even though Devil May Cry 3 is a prequel to 1, and 2 is a sequel to 1. And 4, trying to remember where 4 takes place in the chronology of things. 2 is the latest one in the series, chronologically though, so it is pretty much a retcon that this is like his signature sword. It's a good one though. They did good with Rebellion here. I like this much better than Force Edge. Not as much as Alistair though. Just like the flavor of Alistair better. Unfortunately, this is probably going to be the one we stick with the most. Oh god, what's the other really good sword called? It's either Wrath or Vendetta. I want to say it's the last one we get. It's slow, but it does a lot more damage. I'm probably going to be sticking with Rebellion for a while, though. So here, our only obstacle blocking our way forward is a pile of debris. in the back of this arena here that we have to slash through, but because we can't really override the targeting system, if we try to slash at the debris to break it, the targeting system will just go, no, Dante, go lock onto these enemies, these Mishras instead. There's some way to override it, but I don't know how. So we gotta kill them until they're gone, until they can't interrupt the targeting. No biggie. Ooh, nice little Neo run up the wall. Flippy bullshit. If I didn't explain this before and you're wondering why I'm doing so much rolling around instead of just walking forward like this, it's because that's actually the fastest way of getting around. Here, though, I want to make it up the cliff. Not what I want to do. Make another double jump up here. Whoa! Crap, I was doing this perfectly a second ago. Like, I guess, a half hour ago. Nope. That's twice in a row. If I screw this up too hard, I'm gonna have to start cutting these out. There we go. Because you make one more double jump once you're on that platform, and you get to another blue orb fragment. So we are 1/4 of the way to another health upgrade. Come back here, there's another red orb fountain. So the combo that I like to use for these is 1, 2, 3 air hike. Not air hike. High time, there we go. Without actually following up into the air. So it's just nice fluid 1, 2, 3 high time, 1, 2, 3 high time. I'm sure there's probably a better way to do that. Wonder if you end it with a stinger, if that actually nets you a little bit more orbs. They neutered the stinger really bad in this. I'm so disappointed with it. A lot of people call it the level 0 stinger because it's worse than the base level stinger from DMC 1. And you cannot upgrade it at all. It's so fucking worthless. It's busted. It sucks. I can't stand stinger in this one. The whole purpose of stinger, which is the move where you kind of drive forward with your sword stabbed out. The whole purpose of that move is to close the distance on enemies. The fact that its range is so stubby now makes it completely worthless for that. I cannot, like, of all the little changes they make in this, I can't stand that they butchered Stinger so badly. Cannot upgrade it. Oh, it's pathetic. It's worthless. It's such shit now. Still does okay damage, but, oh man. All they need to do is let you upgrade it. Or, like, if you upgrade Rebellion, your Stinger automatically gets better, gets a little bit better range. That's all they needed to do. If you jump up here, there is a gold orb. Gold orbs replace the yellow orbs from the previous game, and they, upon death, they resurrect you with full health on the spot. And we get another heart, quick heart. So now we actually have 3, so it's worth coming into the amulet submenu and showing that off. We have 3 rows, but we only have stuff for 2 of those rows right now. Which means now we can choose between the speed heart, which we just got, and the aerial heart in that top row. And then the electro heart will remain on in the middle row. And eventually we'll get some stuff for the bottom row too. And the whole reason we get the speed heart is so we can hit that switch, activate the speed heart, run along the harbor, and then make it through that timed gate. Which you can actually do without the speed heart. I'm not sure if you can pull the switch without getting the speed heart though. You can make that little timed run without it just by rolling, because rolling provides you so much extra speed compared to your regular movement speed. It's almost as fast as the speed heart. Well, not almost, but you can. It's enough that you can make that, just barely. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, so I'm not gonna bother. Hydra. This is the boss that the mission splash screen was hitting at. This is an okay boss. I really don't mind this one. It's probably one of the better bosses in the entire game. It's not great. The targeting is a little bit shit. in this game in general, so locking onto him is a hassle. If you don't know this handy little trick, in this game, R1 is your lock-on button. You can cycle between potential targets with a click of the left analog stick with L3. Or I guess yeah, it's the same thing if you're playing on the PS2, it's the same thing. But since we're playing on the HD collection, I just had to take a second and consider whether or not that was the right thing to call it. So, the idea of this boss is it shrouds its head, which is its weak point in a poison mist that you can't really access that well, until you do enough damage to kill one of its respawning tentacles. So you just target the tentacles, slash it down, and then you get a little window of time to do some damage to the head. Alternatively, with the overpowered-ass guns in this, you can camp yourself in the corner and just do double jumps and fire at the head locked onto it and just kill it without ever having to worry about the tentacles. Because guns are cool in this game. Guns are really, really a little bit too good. I didn't want to cheese it out, though. You saw me turn purple at one point in that fight. That's poison. Poison is totally worthless in this. It's not a status ailment worth worrying about. And as we cross into this garage to get our motorcycle, we'll get a shotgun and we'll end the mission. So far, so good. So far, so good. Game really hasn't imploded yet. I dare say I'm enjoying DMC2 so far, minor issues aside. We'll see whether or not that changes in the upcoming missions. Thanks for watching, everyone. Take it easy. Have a good one.